The Minnesota Twins season is on life support, and an ugly end to their season keeps getting worse. Twins versus Marlins, bottom of the 12th inning, tie game, runners on first and second. Ryan Jeffers steps up to the plate with a chance to be the hero. And what does he do? He pops up a bunt. Marlins first baseman Jonah Bride is playing in. He leaps, snags the ball. Bride has all the time in the world, and just like that, they get Santana out. One of the most pathetic looking double plays that you're ever going to see. And the Twins play-by-play announcer Corey Provis is not holding back.
Jeffers one sack bunt this year, and it's popped up and caught. Throw back to second, double play. Come on, guys. Can't happen. Cannot happen. Just can't happen. 2-0.
Then we have an even bigger reaction from Twins radio broadcaster Chris Atterbury.
He squares, and he pops it up, and it's caught by the first baseman. They throw to second. It's a double play, and this is an absolute circus, and that is the worst possible result you could ever have. That play encapsulates the last 2 months of Minnesota Twins baseball. Oh, my. Oh, my. Just atrocious.
Even the Marlins broadcast team can't believe the Twins' ineptitude.
Squares, pops it up, and Bride somehow makes the play, and they double up Santana. Oh, my goodness. Santana was sleeping at second base, and there's 2 outs.
I don't know where Santana was going.
How many times do you get a double play on the first pitch of an inning?
Not very often. Wow. Not very often. Some crazy stuff has been happening lately.
This is why the Twins are in the situation that they're in right now. But the inning isn't over. Instead of runners at first and second, there's now just a runner on first. All-star Willie Castro is at the plate, and just like that, Castro grounds out to first. 4 pitches, 3 outs. The Twins end up losing the game 8-6 in 13 innings. And the Twins' playoff hopes are all but dead. Twins fans are asking themselves, how did we get here? Back on August 17th, the Twins had a 10.5 game lead over the Tigers. Their playoff odds on September 5th, 95.4%. Pretty much a sure thing. But exactly 3 weeks later, their odds have plummeted to a mere 3%. The Twins are now in 4th place in the AL Central and quickly becoming a laughingstock thanks to this collapse. And if you think things are bad on the field, let's talk about what's happening in the clubhouse. Team captain Carlos Correa recently told reporters that some players aren't showing any urgency or putting in extra work to turn things around. According to Aaron Gleeman of The Athletic, Correa said, "Some guys take it as poison and some guys take it as fuel." He added that while veterans are trying to help the young players, everyone has to figure it out on their own. That's code for, some of these guys aren't putting in the work. And then to pour more fuel on this fire, Twins manager Rocco Baldelli backed him up with his own comments.
I don't think Carlos is off base in any way. This is part of being a Major League Baseball player.
Coming into 2024, the Twins were the favorites to win the AL Central. They had just come off a successful season where they broke the curse and finally won a playoff series for the first time in 21 years. So what did ownership do? They cut salary, went cheap in free agency, and signed a TV deal with Bally Sports that blocked a huge chunk of their fan base from even watching the games. The Twins owners, the Pohlad family, are the 8th richest owners in baseball. They pocketed the TV money instead of reinvesting in the team. It was a slap in the face to the fan base. The end result? A terrible start, followed by a rebound, injuries to key players, a lack of moves at the trade deadline, and an epic late-season collapse. It's like watching a slow-motion car crash. And the Twins' chaos is just as bad behind the scenes as it is on the field. Total disorganization, communication failures everywhere, departments not talking to each other, key info getting missed, and the organization's dysfunction is now trickled down onto the field for the public to see. After the playoff excitement last year, Twins ownership said they needed to, quote-unquote, right-size the business. Translation, go cheap, cut corners, and hope fans don't notice. Well, guess what? Everyone noticed. Unfortunately for loyal Twins fans, this organization is notoriously cheap from top to bottom, and that's been the case as long as the Pohlad family has owned the team. Simply put, the Minnesota Twins are not a serious baseball organization at the moment, and it shows. The Twins have just experienced one of the worst late-season collapses in franchise history, and this is just 1 year after reigniting hope in the fan base. Fans are over it.
And the Minnesota Twins will not be in the playoff field in 2024. It ends in just heartbreaking fashion.
At this point, Twins fans are now ready to forget this season and turn their focus to other sports instead of watching this disaster continue to unfold any further. The disappointment is all too familiar. This offseason, changes need to happen, or we'll be right back here again next year. Right now, the Minnesota Twins are a broken baseball team, and everyone knows it.
I'm Brooks Lee from the Minnesota Twins, and you're watching Talkin Twins.